A lot of Texans players getting a lot of hype this offseason, but as the season approaches, there's someone that we might be sleeping on a little bit too much. I'll tell you who, why, and why it might just be as simple as following the money. Let's go inside the locker room.
Yeah, it's the locker room on YouTube. You know what it is. Let's get it. Hey, locker room. Yeah, we in the locker room. Texas talk. Yeah, you know what we about to do. Localize every angle's what we really do.
A new coach and an old journalism lesson might lead us in the direction of someone we're sleeping on when it comes to the 2023 Houston Texans. Welcome to the locker room. It is the number one source for Texans daily digital content. I'm Landry Locker. You can hear me Monday through Friday, 10 to 2 on Sports Radio 610 and the Odyssey app. Subscribe, like, ride along. If you're new to the channel, welcome. This is the best place to get the pulse of what's going on with the Texans, what everyone's saying, the storylines, etc. If you're returning, thank you so much. Appreciate you for coming through. We're nearly a year strong. We've been pumping out consistent daily content the entire time. So subscribe, like, ride along, and you will not regret it. It was one of the number one lessons that I learned in journalism when I was in school, and it was taught to me by a professor by the name of Pete Bruton. Pete Bruton was a crazy SOB. I promise this is going somewhere. But he was an investigative, old school reporter, and his number one lesson when it came to not just investigative journalism, but when it came to finding the answer about a lot of things is follow the money. Follow the money, and more times than not, you'll be able to come to some sort of conclusion and get a head start on everything else. That's the first thing you should do. And I think in life, a lot of times following the money can lead you to coming to some conclusions that can be valuable and give you important foresight. And that's why when we talk about Houston Texans and we talk about breakout players, a lot of guys have been getting mentioned. Christian Harris, the DeMeco Ryans impact, Jalen Petrie, Derek Stingley, any other guys that come to mind offensively. Not really too many offensively. Damian Pierce in this offense, John Mechie, Nico Collins. Like you hear all these names about breakout players, and if we followed the money, then Malik Collins would be a name that would come up more often. But Malik Collins got a contract extension from the Texans when DeMeco Ryans was already there. Got a 2-year contract extension for $23 million. And this was not something Nick Caserio did before DeMeco Ryans got there. They started offseason activities. DeMeco Ryans and his staff got a look at Malik Collins, and they said, you know what? It's not a must, but we need to extend this guy. And they extended him for 2 years, $23 million, $20 million of that guaranteed. That's not chump change. And that tells you that DeMeco Ryans saw enough to where he feels Malik Collins can be a factor. Also, another thing that I trust is my eyes. And we were at training camp. We were at a large majority of the practices, and Malik Collins is kicking guys' ass. In the scrimmage, the final team period, you had a stretch where Malik Collins blew through the middle of the offensive line, slapped C.J. Stroud on the shoulder. It would have been a sack. And then on the very next play, they tried to run the ball, and he completely blew it up. He seems to be a pretty good fit in this scheme, and following the money tells you that they believe that. They committed to him after seeing whatever they saw, whether it's watching tape, whether it's that. Follow the money. Malik Collins. Another reason why Malik Collins, I think, might be getting slept on, and he might be the guy you look out for, is the Robert Saleh impact. Quinnen Williams. Quinnen Williams was a good player before Robert Saleh got there, but since Saleh's got there, he's elevated his play. Now, the first year, there was a little bit of a transition. He was trying to figure out what he needed to do. Still pretty productive, but last year, double-digit sacks, and he hit the quarterback 28 times. Quinnen Williams did. And he ended up being the highest-paid defensive tackle in football. Malik Collins is not going to be Quinnen Williams, but Robert Saleh runs the same scheme that DeMeco Ryans runs. He knows how important the defensive tackle is, and I could see Malik Collins elevating his play. Now, it's all proportional. He's not going to get in the double-digit sacks, but if you look at the jump that Quinnen Williams has made from before Saleh got there, and he was a really good player, to being a really great player, you could see maybe that type of impact. Same type of style, same type of coaching, and again, go back to following the money. Let's hear from DeMeco Ryans, though, the man himself. Let's hear what DeMeco Ryans had to say about Malik Collins earlier in camp, because I think this will be interesting to hear what DeMeco has to say about him. Here's DeMeco Ryans talking about Malik Collins.
With our front, I think credit to Malik has been here all off season working with us. He's been very accountable, dependable to his teammates, and he's been working on our different fronts that we run with the 3 technique and the 2 eye. And Malik has always been always done a great job of disrupting the quarterback by penetrating. So he's going to be a disruptive player for us. He's done it in his past, and we just expect him to continue to build on what he's done.
Build on what he's done, maybe improve, but that's DeMeco. The money shows you that they like him. Let's hear from the man himself. We've interviewed a lot of Texans on the radio show. Download the Odyssey app, 10 to 2, #1 source for Texans radio entertainment. A lot of these guys have personalities. They're going to give you quotes. They're going to give you the soundbite. Every team on top of that, you need some no-nonsense type of guys that are going to be willing to do the dirty work, especially at a position like Malik Collins. This is the highlights of his entire media availability. Just listen to Malik Collins, and you can kind of see the no-nonsense attitude that maybe DeMeco Ryans and the rest of the coaching staff like. Here is, in my opinion, the most slept-on Texan to look out for that we don't talk enough about, Malik Collins.
It's hot out here, but we just out here working, man. For sure, I see a lot of development. I see him coming out here working every day, being detailed in his assignment. I respect him. Just coming in here, being consistent, putting a good product out there on Sundays and also throughout the week. It feels good just being held to that expectation of greatness, just seeing it, being held accountable. I'm loving it. Oh, man, we just coming in, we working. I'm learning a little bit of new techniques. I'm just trying to hone in and work my craft every day on that. That's what the goal is, to go out there and make the plays that you're supposed to make. We're just going to go out there and follow them, whatever they tell us to do, and do it to the best of our ability.
All right, don't sleep on Malik Collins. I'm telling you, follow the money, follow the pipeline, the coaching pipeline, and just watch what he's done, and watch what he's done in camp and what he has the potential to do in the regular season. Still a relatively young player. They don't just hand out 2-year extensions for no reason. So next time you're talking about who might break out, Malik Collins, don't sleep on him. Appreciate everyone for coming through. #1 source for Texans digital content. Subscribe, like, right along. Appreciate you for coming through. No matter what happens, whether Malik Collins is getting slept on or not, when it comes to this Texan stuff, we are all in this together. Appreciate everyone for coming through.
You know what it is. Let's get it. Locker room. Yeah, we in the locker room. Texas talk. Yeah, you know what we about to do. Localize every angle's what we really do. We the source. We the pulse of the city too. Landlocked. Got the game in the headlock. Localize every time. Can't stop, won't stop. Yeah, we top 2 and we not.